Hi, everybody. How is everybody doing? Welcome to Trans Gurus. We are here again.
Yes.
We're back.
So, today we would like to talk about creative energy. And what we mean by creative energy is actually the drive to create and breaking boundaries, bring joy, and connect to others. This is more or less where we would like to go. Um, you know, but creative energy can have many meanings. So I understand that. Let's
Mhm.
try our group. Who wants to go first? Bobby, would you like to go first?
Sure, thank you. I mean, I wanted to. I have an artist friend that was talking to me about this book she was reading, The Artist Way. It's like 30 years old, and it's a spiritual path to higher creativity. And she was reading this to me, her basic principles. Uh, Creativity is the natural order of life. Life is energy, pure, creative energy. There's nine more principles, but that one really got my mind racing right away because that's exactly right. We talk about that a lot. How we are created of billion-year-old elements, and we've been given life, and the life that we have is pure energy, and it's creative energy, and that really astounds me to think about that the life that I've been given is for the purpose of uh, creating my life. And we talk about that a lot, but how to get there is really the thing that kind of stumps a lot of people because we all grow up with different things and maybe some conditioning that tells us, oh, well, don't be that creative. You can, don't go in that area. And so I think that what I was hoping to hear you all talk about, because you're so wise and you've been through this, is you have created. Well, your transition is a creating. An act of creation, the work that you have, the books that you've written, the things that you do in your community, all of those things are acts of creation that we do ourselves. And how to listen to that voice and know whether it's true or not, those are the things that really interest me. And I hope that everybody that watches our podcast here is is looking for some positive energy, something to help them remain confident and courageous, and doing the next right thing. That's just something that uh, I find myself asking for wisdom all the time to do the next right thing to do. And especially if you're still in that phase of life where you're kind of paralyzed by fear. It's like I know all the things I told myself about why I couldn't come out right now, why I need to wait a little bit longer, and those are real forces to be sure. But that voice that keeps saying, this is not you. This is you. And the sooner you start living your truth, uh, the more magical and happy things are going to flow into your life. And so I have I have learned that, and I know each of you have learned that too, in that we we have an enormous creative energy that is inside of us, and uh, it's like everything in creation really does have. I was thinking about when I read that. I was thinking about all the life that we're surrounded by. If you've ever watched a bird build a nest, it's like, oh my gosh, they are some of the most creative animals in the world. Oh, they got to take a little piece of this, a little piece of this, and I'll fly up here to this tree, and they start building a nest. They're very creative, and it's like, yes, that's the life that we've been given. And so I wanted to hear you all talking about creating our preferred life. So with that, I'll hand it back to you, Ella.
Thank you. I agree with you. I mean, the creative energy is something really wide and very, very, um, but it starts small. Would
Yes.
you like to go, Jimmy?
Sure. So, welcome everyone. Uh, Today we're talking about creative energy, and humans, we are energetic beings. We're energy. So the power company that supplies electricity to your house burns some sort of fuel to create energy, be it oil or gas or nuclear or wind, solar. We eat calories. Calories are the fuel for this generator, and our heart uh, emits tremendous electromagnetic field, more than our brain. And uh, growing up, I'm sure we all heard this little rhyme when we were a kid: "Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is
Life
but a
is but
dream."
a dream. Yeah.
That explains the entire human experience.
Yes.
Rowing our boat is the act of living gently down the stream in a merrily fashion. Life is but a dream. And this is years ago. I went to a metaphysical chapel where the uh, group leader spent a whole 45 minutes on this whole topic. And I remember leaving there like, that's the secret to life.
Mhm.
We uh, we live in a, I'm going to see if I can say this word, participatory. We live in a participatory universe. We participate. We are co-creators of our own reality, and that that ability, that power, it can be overwhelming. Most people uh, are afraid to be the first one in line for something, for that matter, and to be able to comprehend fully our potential as an energetic human being. We are the universe trying to experience itself. So the universe, it consists of many, many, many flavors in the crayon box, and we're just part of that whole array. And our thoughts, and I share this with you guys almost every week. Our thoughts are not private. Our thoughts contain a electromagnetic charge that is broadcast into the ethers that commingle with other thoughts and energies that create reality. So the collective consciousness on the planet, we can either create. I think we spoke about this a episode or two ago. We can create a doomsday scenario, or we can create a love and light scenario. And we are the architects of our own life. And you just have to like wrap your head around that we have the potential to create our own reality. And the more we understand that, the more we can apply it to our lives by our thoughts. It was Job in the Bible said, "What I thought about the most has come upon what I feared the most has come upon me." So this can work for us or it can work against us. Ella.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Positiveness is the way to go, not negative. Raji, your turn, girl.
Hi, everyone. It's my turn. So, yeah, yeah, we get what we focus on. That is just it. I've seen it over and over in my life. And, when you focus on a particular thing or with a particular frequency, that's the frequency that you get. Those are the things that you get. So, another thing is you can use it by default where you're not really conscious of what I call the universal laws, the law of attraction, And so you can use it by default, where you're just haphazardly going through life and you're just leaving it to the wind, as opposed to using it to your benefit strategically. So we are natural born creators. We were born to create. And when I say that, I don't just mean procreate, because not everyone is here to procreate.
That's right.
Mules are sterile, but mules were very, very productive. So, that's, when people, oftentimes when people hear, oh, we were born to create, they right away go to procreate. That's only one aspect of it. Every single thing, single thing in human technology started in the thought of somebody or a group of people, and then they worked to manifest it. So before there was the wheel, someone had to think, oh my God, this stuff is really heavy. And like, we're having to carry this from point A to point B or C or Z. Can't we come up with something that can help us move this stuff and even move ourselves easier? Before there were planes in the sky, someone or a group of people had to think, wow, birds fly. Maybe we can create something that allows us to fly like the birds. So, it all started in thoughts. And that says a lot to our thoughts can be very powerful. And so for me, I've been creative in so many different ways, but one of the things that I've noticed in my life's journey is that from a pretty young age, I've used my creativity to connect with people, to show love and humanity with people, and as therapy for myself, like as an outlet. And so I've done this from pretty young, but I can think probably around 1997 is when I started to give out what I call my packets, my poetry packets, where I would share like some of my writing, and I forgot to say this. Also, I've used it for my activism too. Because what I found is, like, when I connect with somebody, if just by doing the gesture of giving them a packet of my creativity, it does so much. I see it actually almost instantaneously, because a lot of people are like, oh, wow. And this is your writing. Oh, I'll definitely take a look at it, and you can, even if they don't say they're extremely grateful, you can feel the energy. And so I know that through me sharing my creativity, I've been able to express love and humanity. I've been able to truly connect, have like more of a connection with people. I've done my activism, because I can almost guarantee that if these people take time to go through my stuff, if they had any negative, preconceived thoughts about someone being trans, I almost can guarantee that I shift that a little bit. So that's the activism part. And I can tell you, I have done it religiously. After being on reality TV, it sped up more. That was like in 2014 and 15, 16 and 17. It sped up more, where I was connecting with more people. So I was giving my packets out more. And at one time it was like one little card with some poetry. Now it's actually like a packet, like a pamphlet or a brochure. And I spend my money and I take my time to do it, to put them together. But I can say since 97, I've given out thousands. I've given out thousands. And I know that it's not in vain. I know because I've heard from people like years later, and they'll say, you know, I still have that poetry you gave me, or I still have that packet you gave me. I have it on my altar, or I have it on my dresser, and you know, people hold on to things that they consider special. So that's been my way of using my creativity to impact the world. Ella?
Thank you. Thank you so much. It was beautiful. Well. I have to say what my fellow gurus have said is absolutely beautiful. But at this moment, I would like to give a special thanks to Mother Nature. If you're talking about creativity, Mother Nature is the most biggest amount of creativity ever. And don't forget, we are part of it.
Yes, we are.
We are part of Mother Nature. Our nature, Mother Nature gave us the creativity, gave us the possibility of being positive, of being creative, of thinking, of doing so many things. If it is an art form, if it is science, it is whatever it is, all started with Mother Nature. You know, Newton, when he made his theory of what you call it, of gravity, it came nothing else but just looking at Mother Nature. We should probably be more together with Mother Nature. Try to find out what they are telling us, because in a way, it's our voice. We are part of Mother Nature. We are Mother Nature. Every single one of us has its own Mother Nature, its own creativity, and an absolutely incredible dynamics of it, because the energy which is generated by Mother Nature is the biggest one. And let's put it about it like that 99% of the energy coming out of Mother Nature is absolutely positive. And of course, there's sometimes 1% of corrective negativity. Sometimes you need to have some corrections as well. But hey, come on, go to nature, go outside, enjoy the roses, enjoy the beautiful everything, which is absolutely fantastic, which it's done so with such a lot of thoughtfulness. So in my daily life, I try to have my creativity. It's not always in art form, although I do write. Sometimes it is in engineering form or traveling form, because it is as well, a lot of creativity and, meeting people around the world. And it's absolutely fantastic. It's really great. And I'm very thankful that whatever happens, I have got that possibility of doing it. Positiveness, abundance, and thankfulness and gratefulness for whatever comes your way. Those are the most important things in life. And I tell them every day. So, yeah, but yeah, it's a beautiful energy. It's creativity. It's beautiful. And, everyone has got its own way of doing it. And everyone, let your creativity come out. Listen to your inner side. Listen to you. As a transgender person, I think that we have got, at least I have got a really very, very high level of creativity, because I have the ability to listen to myself more than most people. And I enjoy that. I really do enjoy that. And I try to use it in everything I do. So these are my words. I'll give back to the group. So
I I like what I'm hearing and an attitude of gratitude. So we're talking about creative energy and what tools do humans have to facilitate our reality, our creative energy. That's visualization, dreams, imagination. These are all tools that we have to help manifest our reality. And one thing I just wanted to mention is that whatever we wish to create, so the the Olympic athlete or any athlete for that matter, the idea is to visualize and experience the feeling as if you actually won the gold medal. Put that in your head. What would it feel like if I actually won the gold medal in this event that I've been training for? Then visualize that, dream that, imagine that over and over and over and again, and you'll broadcast that feeling out into the ethers, into the universe, and it'll become reality.
yeah,
We have to vibrate at the same level of what we're trying to manifest.
yeah,
We have to vibrate at the same level of whatever it is we're trying to manifest.
yeah. And it is a constant.
Ella.
It's a constant work. But it's true, if you get, these uh, coaches in sports, that's what they try to bring there. Um, you know, they're sport that the sports people which are doing that.
Oh, I just love to hear you all talk about your experiences and everything. And when I was in the third grade, I decided I wanted to be an architect. And
Yeah, you are.
well, yeah, I guess I am in a way. But I was checking out books on architecture, and I remember one of the things that really impressed me was an architect creates a building twice, once in their mind and imagination, and then once on the job site. And that's really a lot about what we're talking about when we talk about the quantum mechanics and the quantum nature of the universe. One of the things that has really helped me to understand what that's all about, and it has to do with energy. It's like if you could see the whole universe as this great ocean of energy or electricity or however you want to think about it. But we are all just immersed in this ocean of energy. And for a time, we have become the universe experiencing itself. We have life. We have creative energy given to us to determine what we're going to do. And so, um, I really was looking forward to talking about this with you all because you've all created just amazing things in your life. And they're all very different, but they were all created by you out of just a desire to do that. And, it's not like I can, sit cross-legged on the floor and meditate, and all of a sudden, I'm going to be living in a penthouse in Manhattan. But the way it works is that we visualize a small change. We change our reality in small steps. And so uh, when I think about, say, just with transition, when I've decided I can't do this anymore, and I think all of us could say this if you could see pictures of us from our childhood. It's like we're I know I am anyhow. I am unrecognizable from who I was like 15, 20 years ago. It's like, I had a beard and all this stuff. I'm unrecognizable. Uh, I have recreated myself. But it didn't happen overnight. God knows it doesn't happen overnight. It's one tiny small step at a time that changes your reality. And so, yeah, I had a beard once upon a time, but then I had like 300 hours of electrolysis, and that happens 1 minute at a time, and that adds up to like 300 hours, and then all of a sudden it's like I could grow a beard if I had to anymore. And they're just little things like that. But that's the way that we change our reality, is by making a decision and making a small change. And once we do that, we have totally shifted our reality and the present that we live in. It's like this thing that was true of us yesterday is no longer true, because we just shifted. We made an effort and we shifted. And oh, I've got such a good friend that's really trying to turn me on to this. I just think it's just this amazing form of. I talked about it last week, yoga. That she traveled to Tibet and has learned this, and tantra, and it's really training my synapses and creating new pathways. But it's uh, breathing and breath work and having a positive thought, following it up with positive speech, and then with positive action. And it's just a way of thinking and kind of seeing those little baby steps, the thought, and then how I speak to myself about that, because uh, I've had to unlearn a whole bunch of negative self-talk. We'll talk about that some other time. But have positive speech about that thought, and then follow it up with a positive action, and that really is the secret to changing our reality. Is small steps where uh, we we take a concrete step that changes the reality we're living in right this moment. It's gone, and now it's turned into something else. And I'm such a big fan of Ella. When I think of these enormous generators that you have created, and it's like, once upon a time there was nothing there, and then you've created this monstrous machine that's going to take a freight train to deliver somewhere. And it's just really so impressive to me. It's a thought. It's a thought that turns into something that can power a whole city, and that's amazing to me. uh, and that is a great example of creative energy in action.
Yeah.
And I just, I'm
Yeah.
real impressed with all of you.
Don't
You
forget,
don't have.
this is not
Yeah,
only my own doing, it's a doing of
I know.
team of people. Everybody has got their own little part in the puzzle, you know,
Hmm.
and that's what brings evolution, Small
Yeah.
creative energy every day comes to evolution
Right,
because
and you
all
attracted
big
those. You
steps.
attracted all of that into your life.
Yeah.
But and it's just, that's what I want to talk about, creative energy, because you made it happen. You created it in your mind, and then now it's in the world. So,
Raji.
Sure. So wow, creating, like creativity. We really create our lives, like our life experiences and the way things play out. We have a big role in that. We're like the orchestrators of that. We're like the chef, we're putting the recipe together. And so we have the power, and it is with our thoughts and our desires and the frequency that you're at. Because I think it was Jimmy that said about the frequency having to match the desire. Because if it doesn't, it's going to be like a miss shot. It's almost like tuning into 98 a.m. when you want Hot 105 F. It's like it's not connecting. The It has to connect the frequency. So I want to say, like, initially when I was speaking about my creativity, I talked about writing, but I want to say to everyone, don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself, because I'm creative in many ways. Writing is only one way that I'm creative. I'm creative with my videos. I have a load of videos that I do, on my different social media. I do skits and all sorts of things. I've acted in some productions. Uh, Actually, in '97. Now I'm not. I can hold a tune. I can sing and hold a tune, but I wouldn't be considered a croner. Like I can't sing, like that. But I can hold a tune. And I wrote a song. And actually, I connected with a producer here in South Florida. I went in, we worked together, and we created my single Stumble. And it talked about, like, in life you may stumble and fall, but you get up and you keep on going. That was like the overall message of the song. And I wanted my song on radio. I wanted my song on the radio. And my desire was so strong. And like I said, I'm not like a Patti LaBelle or a Celine Dion, but I got my song on the radio. And it was on the radio on heavy rotation for like I'd say a few months. It was about a few months, and it was when I say heavy rotation, I mean that means every single DJ that works a shift has to play my song at least one time during their 4-hour shift. That is what heavy rotation is. And I was able to manifest that, not being a singer like Celine Dion or Patti LaBelle or Mariah Carey. But I believed in my message and I wanted to do this song, and I did it. Had it produced, and it came out, and it was on the radio. So what I'm trying to say is, don't limit yourself. If you have a desire and you want it, don't tell yourself messages like, oh, but I can't sing, or oh, I can't do this, or I can't do that. You can. It's possible if you believe. So on that note, I'll throw it back to Ella.
Yes, always open the gates of
Yes.
your imagination and your power. It's your power. So, no, I totally agree with that. And yeah, I think that is a very, very important thing, is that don't limit yourself, because by limiting yourself, you are being negative, actually. You don't allow yourself to grow.
Yes. Oh,
And
and I just want to say one thing else, Ella. A lot of times you have a desire and you have a picture in your mind as how that manifestation is going to happen. However, don't limit that, because there's a magic that takes place in the universe, in existence, and things have a way of manifesting in ways that you least expect. So sorry, Ella, but go ahead. I didn't want to forget that thought.
I can't just carry on that, because that happens to me all the time. Because sometimes you've got something in mind and say, "Oh my God, this is going to happen,"
Yeah,
and no, that's impossible. And then you go and I always do that. Go away,
yeah,
but and then the things happen. All of a sudden, thing has happened, and you say, "Hey, how did this happen? Nice, nice, nice." And
yeah,
this is so important in life, because that's where you are growing. That's where you are becoming yourself, and that's where
yes,
your evolution is going on, because you are. I mean, if I compared and what I've learned throughout my life and what I've achieved throughout my life, it's huge. It's really huge, because I never stopped. I always tried to do something else. And I mean, I don't think everybody can probably do everything. That's true. But be careful, Raji. You should have carried on singing. Probably you would be the next Celine Dion.
Oh God. Well, it was a whole image thing because I was in the middle of transitioning. So it was like, okay,
Yeah, of
I
course.
guess I guess the transition took precedence, but anyway. Yeah.
Sure, but that's life. That's Sometimes you give priority for one thing to the other, and that is absolutely normal. Hey, we're having another day of Transgurus, so let's go to the last round. Jimmy, you go first.
Sure. So I like what I'm hearing, and I'm going to summarize it up with this. Most people give up their magic simply by believing they don't have any. And this whole episode just emphasized the fact that we all are magical beings. Ella.
I'll give back to Bobby. Go ahead.
Well,
Last.
that's true. We are, and one of the things, the artist way. This book is like 30 years old. Oh, and then there's wow, we got the Tao Te Ching. This is everything we already said. Lao Tzu said 4,000 years ago. It's like already in there. And then just in case nobody remembers that, there was Eckhart Tolle, the Power of Now. And there's so much really good stuff out there to help you begin training yourself to pay attention to what you're thinking, because that really is the first step. When you start noticing, it's like, oh my gosh, how could I say something so negative and awful about myself? It's that little voice in your head that's noticing that you've got some negative junk going on, that you never get anywhere unless you get rid of that. And so there's just so much really wonderful stuff out there. You can't get it all from listening to us, but I just really wanted to encourage people. I say it all the time. 5 years from now, your life will be exactly as it is today, except for the books you read and the people you meet. And so keep meeting people and reading good stuff and then doing it.
Well, except that probably you don't have the same cells anymore, because don't forget, your body remade after
Yeah,
7 years, right?
yeah.
Raji,
True. That's true.
your turn.
Oh my God. We are absolute walking, breathing, vibrational miracles. We're born into this life. Right now, the four of us are doing this podcast or this show on the computer, and the earth is spinning as we do it. And there's a sun and a moon, and, infinite amounts of universes. I mean, we are miracles, walking, living, breathing, vibrational miracles. And we have the ability to manifest the lives that we want. So shoot for the moon. If you don't make the moon, you'll at least be among the stars. Ella.
Yes, absolutely. Shoot for the moon and, let it go. And don't forget, when you've got a negative thought, you are depressed, throw it away, because you don't need that. Okay? And with those thoughts, thanks very much for watching Trend Gurus. Please subscribe. Please carry on looking at us, at seeing us. We thank you very much for the overwhelming amount of people which are behind us. And see you next week. Bye, everybody.
Love, peace, and
Bye.
blessings.
Namaste.
Namaste.